And live. Wait, who's leading?
I am. Is
Go
Lisa
ahead,
okay?
Gina. Gina is.
Okay.
Go ahead, Ben.
Awesome. Okay, we're talking about leadership retreat today. So before we even get started, I want y'all to drop a number in the chat that represents how confident you are that you will be earning this trip. So 10 would be, I'm super confident, I have no doubt. 1 would be, there's no way this is happening, and whatever. I'm hoping nobody feels number 1, but somewhere between 1 and 10, drop in the chat where you are. While you're doing that, so little known fact that you may not realize, those of you who are newer and don't know me as well, don't know my story as well. This week, next week, in about, I don't know, 6 days, will be my 1-year Plexiversary. And so my timeline was sort of like August 30th of last year. Lisa asked me if I wanted to join an inflammation challenge on the 31st or the 1st. I think it was actually the 1st, now that I look back at it, of September. I actually said yes and ordered my products. We started a challenge on the 6th, but I didn't have my products then because they had not come in. So I started the challenge on the 8th. So they did a 21-day challenge. I did a 19-day challenge. If you've heard my story, you know that challenge changed my life. You know that the products have changed my life from a health perspective. So if any of you are newer here, short version is that I've lost 100 pounds. I don't have diabetes or high blood pressure or reflux, heartburn, anxiety, depression, migraines. I struggled with migraines for 30 years. Don't have that anymore. Like, the list is huge of how these products have helped me and changed my life. But the unexpected blessing of the business has been more than I could possibly imagine. And if you've heard us talk about it, when Lisa and Alita approached me, they got me on a call. You got to get people on calls. They got me on a call. They said, you need to share your story. No, not going to do that. You need to share your story, and you need to share these products with people. You need to do this business. And I emphatically told them, I am not going to do this business. I have no desire to do the business. I'm not doing it. And that night, I talked to my husband about it, and he was like, why not? And I was like, what? So the next day, after a lot of prayer and thoughts and whatever, I decided, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to share my story on Facebook. So I prayed about it. I prayed over the post that I had written up. I posted it. That was on around September the 23rd of last year that I posted my first post. And by the end of the month, I had signed up 14 people and gone fast start silver. And I had missed the first 3 weeks of the contest period for the trip, but obviously with signing up 14 people, I was well on my way to not only earning the trip, but to also sweeping the contest. So the convention contest started and I started sharing. Here's what I'm going to say. I'm not saying that I have it all figured out in working this business. There are things that I'm still learning daily, and I see areas where I need to grow in my business. But I want to tell you some things that I believe contributed to my ability to sweep that contest. I not only swept that contest, but then when the Vegas convention contest came around, I swept that contest too. So I'm going to share some things with you today that I believe helped me to be able to sweep both of those contests. And hopefully, if your number that you put in the chat was down more toward 1, hopefully by the end of this, you will have like a new thought process going on. Like, you will have a new vision of where you could be December 31st when the contest closes. Okay. So the first thing that I believe contributed to it is boldness. Just being bold, sharing on social media, in person with people, sharing my personal struggles and successes. People want to hear authenticity. They want to see realness. They want to know that people really have results with the products, that people really feel great. But they want to know that you are a real person and that you care more than just making a sale. So just being bold and being personable with people and sharing your personal struggles. being bold in person, that's one area where I feel like I am really good. I will talk to anybody anywhere about Plexus. I find a way to work it into the conversations, and I can't tell you how many of the people that I have gotten started with Plexus over this year have been people that I met out and about, just having random conversations, right? So you have to get in the conversations with people, find ways. Some of you know that a couple of months ago, I went to see my son's graduation from training. And on the way back, met a lady sitting there eating some potato chips and complaining about how she needed to lose weight and get rid of the inflammation and everything. And by the time I left the airport, I had already sent her a share card. Like, get in conversations with people. Okay. The second thing I think has been truly instrumental in helping me is just consistency. Like, always making sure that every single day you're doing the things. You're posting daily. You've got to be posting. If you post one day a week, people aren't going to think that you're serious about this business. But if you're constantly posting, they're going to be like, wow, she's really doing this thing, or he's really doing this thing. So daily posting, daily reaching out, like, you've got to send at least 5 to 10 messages a day. You've got to send at least 5 to 10 messages a day. Constantly reaching out, constantly having customer care. I don't have the best customer care process system figured out for myself, but I do constantly check in on my customers. That's what I do. I don't have like okay, day 1, I do this, day 3, I do this, but I know how important it is for my customers to know that I'm here with them and that I want to know that their products are working for them. So you have to be constantly checking in on your customers. Remember this, retention is important, not just retention from the people that you signed up in July and August. Even when this contest is over and said and done, and at the end of each month, the people that you've had on your team for 8 months or 4 years or whatever, continuing to order are still going to be the retention credits that you're going to get that are going to keep you moving up, because we know where we want to be, right? Our goal is to go, well, my goal is to be diamond. I know I'm a diamond. So whatever your goal is, whatever rank you want to be, you still need your retention from all your customers. So don't slack on taking care of your current customers, to help you with your next rank up goal and to help you and just to keep them on their products. If people fall off of their products, they're going to start to think that the products don't work or whatever, or they're going to get discouraged and they're going to quit ordering their products. We've got to keep people consistent on their products so that they know how good that they can feel on these products, because we all know that the products work. So don't forget about your current customers. The third thing, and I think this is going to be really huge because of the way that they have structured this contest and this particular month, knowing that you can sign up 13 people with 150 PV order and earn the trip. Listening to people and making sure that you get them on the products that they need to be on. And the reason I say I think this is important is because until the other day, I had not really noticed this, but I hardly ever sign anybody up with an order under 150 PV. I didn't even notice it, but I hardly ever do. I don't I pay attention to, do they have 100 PV or more? Right. Obviously, we know they need to have 100 PV or more. But beyond that, I just talk to them about the products that are going to be best for them after I've listened to their health goals. I pretty much always start with Triplex because I believe that everybody needs to be on Triplex. And then if they have inflammation, I'll get them started on Ease. Now, Triplex in one bottle of Ease is not going to be 150 PV. But without even knowing that I was shooting to get 150 PV, because it really wasn't what I was doing, almost anybody who ever tells me that they really struggle with inflammation, I'm going to start them on Ease the same way I started on Ease. I'm going to start them on loaded doses. So that means they're going to need to get 2 bottles of it their first month. If you start them on Triplex and loaded doses of Ease, you're going to have the 150 PV. Okay. And I know y'all are going to ask me about the loaded doses of Ease. I'm going to give it to you very quick, and then you can message me if you don't write it down right now. When I started my inflammation challenge, we did 9 E's for 3 days, split it up morning, night, but 9 E's for 3 days. Then we did 6 for 7 days. Then we did 4 for 11 days. And then at the end of that 21 days, we leveled out at 2 to 4 E's a day. So if you need that, message me later. I'll send it to you. Nicole mentioned yesterday that Triplex plus a double pack of Active is right at 180 something dollars, and that gives you just over 150 PV. That's another great one, especially if people really need energy. The ultimate weight loss, if people tell me that their goal is to lose, especially if they want to lose 20 or more pounds, 30 or more pounds, I almost always get them to get the ultimate weight loss package. I want them to start with Reset. And I tell them, your first month is going to be a little more because you're going to start with this Reset. It's normally $90 by itself. We're going to build it into the combo you're going to start with, though. It's going to be a little cheaper than that. And then next month, we'll bump you down from the ultimate weight loss combo to just Triplex and Balance combo. Then they've got the Reset, which we all know people who want to lose weight should probably start with, and you've got your 150 PV. I don't want to sell something to somebody just to be selling a product. I want to listen to them. I want to understand what their struggles are, what their health goals are, and I want to meet them there, and I want to suggest the best products to them and help them get started in the best way possible. Okay. Sometimes that means that they need a ton of our products, and it's probably not going to happen that they're going to buy like the whole catalog of our products. So you just have to kind of choose what to focus on first. Okay. Okay. The next thing I would say is never give up. No matter what objection or what no's come your way, just keep trucking along. You cannot give up. When you get those objections and you get those no's, realize that you need those objections to keep moving forward and to build your business to where you want it to be. The thing you cannot let it do is paralyze you. Do not let the objections paralyze you. Just keep going. Don't give up. When I swept the leadership retreat competition last year, the last night to finish out sweeping it was December 31st. I was with friends and my husband at a New Year's Eve shindig. And I was texting Lisa and Alita the whole night going, I don't know where it's coming from. I got to have 2 orders by the end of this night. I was having fun. I never stressed about it. I never worried about it. I knew before the end of that night, I was going to have 2 more orders come in. I was going to sweep the competition. And I did. The last night that I needed to get my numbers in to go fast start senior gold, I was at a sip and see. I needed about 6 orders to go fast start senior gold that night. I went to the sip and see, believing that we were going to get a couple of orders from the sip and see, and knowing that as soon as the sip and see was over, I had to rush home because I got to speak on the Real People, Real Stories call that night. And I remember Celeste Gwynn being on that call, and she was like, oh my, we were talking about how I needed to get a couple more orders to go fast start senior gold that night. She said, okay, awesome story, amazing. Now get off here and go work. And I did. And y'all, about 5 minutes before the last order could go in, I got that order in. I went fast start senior gold because I never gave up. The last night to sweep the convention contest, same thing. I needed like 2 orders. I worked my butt off and I didn't give up. And in the last 15 minutes that I had, I got my last order in. All 3, I don't like cutting it down to the wire like that, but it seems like that's how I always end up doing it. But the theme is I never, ever, ever give up. And I don't stress about it. Like, I know where I'm going. I know what my goals are. I'm working. I'm fighting till the end. I'm doing the thing. Okay. Next thing, do the in-person and the online events. The events are so super important. You can post on social media all day long, but I'm telling you that if you want to reach more people, you've got to do the in-person events and talk to people when you're out and about. Even if I do a sip and see and I only have 1 person show up, you know what? 9 times out of 10, I'm signing that person up and they're going to be a great customer. And you know what? They started with great customer care because they got every bit of my attention at that sip and see. And so they know my heart and they know that I believe in this company and they know that I believe in these products. So they get a great start. to this. So do the events, even if you only have one person show up. If you don't have anybody show up, but you got a couple of your current builders or current customers there, turn it into a training session. Teach them about the products, teach them about working the business, whatever it is. Make the most of it, but do the events. Next, stay connected to this community. The calls that are offered, y'all, it is such a blessing that these Power 30 calls are offered to us every day, and that we have our Monday night calls and all the calls that we get and corporate does and everything else. And all of this is free to us to help us build our businesses. Stay connected. If you feel like you live like out, I would think would be more important to people who don't live close to their team. Like really, if you feel like you live out on an island, you've got to stay connected. Get in the chats, get in the calls, get in the in-person events, be in contact with your upline constantly, because they will help to motivate you and encourage you as well. So stay connected to this community. We're selling the community to people, so you've got to stay connected to the community or you can't sell that side of it. And then the next thing I would say is find accountability. It is really important to find somebody who's going to hold you accountable to making sure you're doing all the things and that you're doing all the reach outs, that you are doing the things that are going to help you be successful in your business. Okay. Speak your struggles to people so they know what your weakness is, or where you don't feel like you're blooming. Like, speak your struggles to whoever it is that's there to hold you accountable. And like I'll share a personal struggle with you guys. Raw moment. I have been going through a lot of personal struggles in my life, and 100%, I believe I have not been giving all of it to God. And I feel like that is something that has really been affecting my life in many areas, including my business. And that is something that I am working through. That is a real thing. So if I've got an accountability partner, I'm saying to them, this is where I'm struggling, and I need you to hold me accountable to start doing what I need to do in this area of my life. Okay. Find your accountability partner, somebody that you can be that real and that honest with, and ask them to help you. Okay. To pray for you, to encourage you, motivate you, whatever it is. Find your accountability. The next thing I will say is believe in yourself. And this is a big one. 100% truth here. If you don't believe in yourself, then it's going to be pretty dang hard for you to ever succeed. I dare say, if you don't believe in yourself, you won't succeed. I have never doubted where I am going in this business. From day one, I've never doubted it. I have never doubted that I will be a diamond. My path will be completely different than anybody else's path in here. My path will be different than Alita's was. Mine will be different than Rachel's will be. Mine will be different than Michael's will be. We're all going to have a different path to that. But know where you're going, know what your vision is. Make sure that your vision is clear and believe that you can get there. Okay. Sometimes when I get to the beginning of a new month, truth moment here, I sort of freak out a little bit. The new month rolls in and I get this little bit of a pit in my stomach kind of feeling as I realize, okay, everything has reset now. So now I've got to start building my points again, making sure I hit these numbers or do these things. Now I've got to start my counting of how many people I've helped this month. And then all of a sudden I go, okay, pit of the stomach feeling is gone. Let's get to work. Boom. You can't live there. You have to realize this is part of the process. It's a great part of the process. Accept the challenge, embrace it, move on, go find your people, go find the things that you need to make your month successful. I do all the things that I'm supposed to do, and then I trust God and I trust the process for the rest of it. Like, you have to just make sure that you're trusting the process. If you're doing the things, if you're not doing the things, do the things. Believe in yourself, believe that you can do this. So I want to ask you a question. What is holding you back? And I want you to really think about that. What is holding you back? And I heard something, I don't know if y'all subscribe to Victor Antonio's emails, but they're little short emails. Like sometimes they're like videos and they'll be like 3 minutes long, if that. And I watched one of them a couple of days ago, and it was talking about what is holding you back. And he said, oftentimes what holds us back is fear. And he had an acronym for the word fear. And I had never heard this before. But he said, fear is false evidence appearing real. And what he meant by that was, are there things that you are hearing and believing that seems real, but it's really not? Like, are there people who are dictating things to you that are false, but you're believing them and you're letting them affect how you work your business? For instance, what if somebody were to say to you, it's so hard to sell anything in today's economy, we are in a recession. And you take them at their word and you go, oh yeah, it really is. I can't do this. Did you believe in yourself? Did you believe in these products? Did you believe in this company? Did you believe in this business model? No. You took one person's word that you couldn't do this, right? You take them at the word, and it's false evidence. That's false evidence appearing real. You buy into it, you believe it. So how do you combat that? Well, turn it around on the other person. If somebody tells you something can't be done, ask them, how do you know? How do you know? Can you prove it? And if they can't answer that, you know what? Then you just realized something. You don't need to listen to that person because they don't know what they're talking about. Don't let false evidence appearing real coming from people who don't know what they're talking about and don't know what you're doing affect you and your business. Don't listen to them. Don't give them the time of day. Move on. Find the people who are going to believe in you and push you to do the things and not discourage you from it. So, I want to share one more thing that I think has been important, and this has changed for me a lot over time, but this is super important. It's your list. You have got to make a list of people to reach out to. I don't know if y'all saw when Megan asked us to post a list, like a picture of our list, make our list. My list that I posted had, at the time that I posted it, 170 something. It now has 220 people on it. Okay. My list is 220 people. That's a lot of people. And you know what? I'm in for this challenge. I am, every one of those people and more people are going to hear from me. Okay. I've already started it. And realize this too. We have a huge blessing. Have y'all been like really paying attention to the posts that we've had being posted in our goals, like giving us suggestions of what to say to people? And then Plexus has stuff going on too. There are so many examples of how to reach out to people. Don't miss the resources that we are being given to help us with this. Okay, make your list. So here's what I would say first about making your list. One, don't prejudge anybody. Don't prejudge anybody. I ignored Lisa for 4 years. I literally did not even reply to her messages. And all of a sudden, she asked me about joining an inflammation challenge. Y'all, she did not know that 3 weeks later, I was going to start sharing these products and add 14 people to her team. Do not prejudge anybody. And the other thing I would say is, if you start thinking to yourself that you don't know anybody who needs what we have, then you're wrong. That's fear. That's false evidence appearing real. If you know somebody who is breathing, then you know somebody who needs gut health. So we all know tons of people who need this. So who are we looking for? Who are we looking to put on our list? Well, first, you're looking for the obvious characters, your friends, your family, your coworkers, parents of your kids, the obvious people who are in your life day in, day out. And I'll be honest, those are some of the hardest people to reach out to. Sometimes I send messages to family members knowing they're going to say no and I don't care and whatever. And if they happen to say yes, whatever. But I know I need to at least get that message sent or reach out to that person, call them, and at least invite them. Even if they are an objection, I've got to reach out to them. Like, why would I celebrate the fact that these products and this business have changed my life so much and not offer it to the people who are closest to me? Right? Like, we should want our friends and family to be some of the first people who benefit from what we have. So those are your obvious list of characters. And then the next group of people I would say is people that you're going to have to think about. Sick people. I think about people who are people like me. These are the people who need the products, not just people who are overweight, because that's a huge thing I have to combat, because people know I've lost 100 pounds, and I have to make sure they know this is not just a weight loss product or a program. But who are the sick people who has heartburn, reflux, inflammation, pain, migraines? They're overweight, they're underweight, they're a hormonal mess, diabetic, anxiety, depression, autoimmune. We all know the things. Who is sick? Sick people, they need the products. Then financially struggling people, they need the income. You don't have to tell me that people are struggling and need money right now. I have lost in my regular business, my regular job. I'm a piano teacher, and I have lost so much of my income over the last couple of months because piano lessons are a luxury and people are having to make cuts. I literally had a parent send me a message this week asking me if her son could start cutting my grass or something to pay for his piano lessons. People are struggling and they need extra money. So we're looking for those people who need the extra money. Okay. The next group of people is people who are vacation hungry. You know, the people you see them post on Facebook and Instagram stuff all the time. They're constantly posting about vacations and wanting to get away. They need trips. They want the trips. Well, they can get these for free and we can teach them how. So you're looking for the people who want to do the travel. The next group of people is who are socially starving people. These people need community. These are people like single moms, widows, retirees, stay-at-home moms with small kids, empty nesters. I'm a new empty nester. Ugh, yuck. School teachers, y'all, even as a piano teacher, like day in and day out, all I see is kids. I don't get to talk to people. So people who are socially starving, they want community. Reach out to those people. But then this is the not so obvious list of people. And I want you to remember, don't prejudge. I know we're running out of time. Don't prejudge people who are financially okay, but they want vacations and they want to save money for vacations and all that kind of stuff. People who are into fitness and healthy, but they want to practice prevention. Fun people like you, people you want to do this with, people who like to travel all the time. At the end of the day, this is something every one of us can do. Make your list and attack it and go after your goals. Okay? And that's all I got. And I think we're right at 10 o'clock. So anybody have any questions, y'all message me. I'd be happy to answer them. And y'all go make your list and attack this business. We got this. Bye.